lives one day at a time. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. They're here to get your day going fine. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. Kimmy Kim and Elations Radio. And here's your host, Miss Kim Robinson.
Welcome. How are you doing? Charles McCutchen, your favorite entrepreneur, is here. Let me give y'all some statistics real quick while we drop this off on y'all. Roughly 1/3 of American adults do not have any emergency savings. Say that one more time. This is not a game, y'all. Roughly 1/3 of American adults do not have any emergency savings. I'd like to welcome you to Charles's Corner. My email address for those who may need it is Charles M. Speaks. My email address for those who may need it is charlesmspeaks@yahoo.com. That's Charles, C-H-A-R-L-E-S, the letter M, Speaks, SPEAKS at yahoo.com. I'm all over social media. If you want to get in touch with me, I'm not hard to find. So I looked at that call right here. This interaction that we're doing as far as providing content information, it all boils down to financial freedom. That's all it does to me. For everything that I do, it boils down to financial freedom. So you have different pots that all equal out to financial freedom. So I gave y'all that. 1/3 of American adults don't have emergency savings. That means 72 million Americans, they have no safety net in case they lose their job. And y'all know what already took place. People were sweating, like for real. When they shut the government down, people were going through it. But this is the sad part. People were going through it, and then they go back to doing the exact same thing over and over again, and that is the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. So when it happens again, because it's going to happen 9 times out of 10, it happens again, what are people going to do? They're going to go back to the same, like, oh, my goodness, I can't pay my food, my baby got to eat, and everybody goes back to the same panic attack that happened before. That's crazy. Killing us is the student debt. We are right now sitting about $1.2 trillion in student debt, and studies are showing that can cause the next market crash. It could cause the economy to tank. And let me give y'all a little bit of insight for those that are on right now. The economy is going to crash. It's cyclical. It goes in cycles, family. So the best thing you can do is to be ready. And if you look at 1/3 of Americans are not ready, and you look at $1.2 trillion in student debt could trigger the next market crash, it's going to happen at some time. We only have about 5,000 in retirement. I'm looking at the majority. And when I say majority, I'm going to say 70% of couples have less than $50,000 saved. 70% of couples. That's crazy. That's crazy. And I look at the number. I'm a numbers guy. I look at the numbers. That's all that really matters. The numbers can be skewed a little bit, but they do tell a story. Numbers tell a story if you're looking at the right ones. And so I look at the elderly right now. When you look at the elderly and Social Security, they're making, oh my goodness, about $9-something a month, $1,000 a month. I'm gonna ask you, can you live off $1,000 a month? And I don't know how old you are right now, but if you're under, just throwing it out there, I think if you're under the age of 50, I just don't see people under the age of 50 getting Social Security. They're already trying to change the name of it. I don't know what's going on. It's crazy out here, y'all. And a lot of us are acting like things are not happening. We're acting like it's not happening, but it really is. So today, I want to talk about real estate. I believe real estate can help a lot of people, put it that way. Real estate can help a lot of people, and I'm going to make it very as simple as I can. I don't care if you don't have a home. I don't care if you have a bad credit score. I don't care if you have a bankruptcy. I don't care if you have a foreclosure. I don't care about none of that stuff. I don't even care if you don't have any money. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. It all boils down to what you want out of life and what you really want to do, truthfully. So you can be, you know, at your last moment and like, okay, this is what I tell people. Either you can get up or you can sit down. And if you want to sit down back on that nail that's been killing you, go ahead and sit down, and then hopefully one day you may get up and use what God has given you to make a move. God has given each of us skill sets that a lot of us don't use. He's given us each of us resources that we don't use. He's given each of us the insight and the know-how to get up and make a move. But a lot of us would rather watch a TV show. We'd rather travel. We'd rather go to the job we don't really like. We'd rather go to a concert. We'd rather be entertained. That's where we are. That's just where we are. And I say once you take ownership and say, okay, I know I've been slacking, and all of us do. We all go through it. You've been slacking. Okay, now who can I reach out to that's in that industry that I want to do great work in and then move? Whatever that industry may be. Today I'm going to talk about real estate, but whatever your industry that you love doing or you thinking about doing, I say write it on a piece of paper. I don't care if you got to watch him on YouTube until you can get enough money and you can travel and go see him in person. There's nothing like seeing them in person because it definitely changes when you can see them and touch them, and they can instill in you some of the tools and concepts and things that they have that help them to get to that level. And you have to actually use what they give you. That's what I'm saying. So real estate 101 for me, and I'll go up against anybody in the country. I don't even care. I don't care if you have a bankruptcy. I don't care if you have a foreclosure. I don't care if your credit score is messed up. You still can get into a house. And I'll go up against anybody in the country on that one. I don't care who they are. And the only reason you can't do it or people may say that it can't happen is because they don't know how to do it. That's the only reason. So we've been through the recession back in 2008. I get it. A lot of people went through. A lot of people lost homes. A lot of people had to foreclose, bankruptcy, all that stuff. A lot of people still trying to make it happen right now, getting back on their feet. And it happens. You know, life happens for all of us. Nobody is immune from this. So don't look at it as a bad thing. Your credit score, 500. Okay, great. 600. Okay, great. 300. Okay, great. It can't be 300, 350. But anyway, you get the concept what I'm saying. It doesn't matter where you are. All I really care about is what people really want to do, and if they really want it inside, I don't care how old you are. If you're 17, 18, and you want to go out and do business, you can still do business. If you're 70-some years old, you can still do business. It doesn't matter. It's all about finding the right people and making a move. So today I'm going to give y'all some of the things that I've worked on in the real estate world, some of the things that I'm actively working on right now in the real estate world that some of it is new to me, and I've been in real estate for years. Like years. I think I'm going to start with the newest stuff. I may. No, I'm going to start with the basics. My apologies, because I just want to put some basic stuff out there. So if I was starting real estate today, this is what I would do. If I knew nothing, like I don't even know anything about real estate, this is what I would do. I would literally probably just go to YouTube and learn to do real estate and start watching videos. That's like my first go-to would be go to YouTube and just start watching videos. A lot of it's going to be nonsense that you watch. A lot of it's going to be okay that you watch. And that happens to the best of us. What I do, if, me knowing a little bit of information on the real estate, and my best thing that I would do is I would go online to my go to your web browser, and this is just simple stuff, really. And you can go to www.fizbo.com or forsalebywowner.com and then look up homes that people are selling. Now, I will tell you this. This is not all across the country. Some states have different laws, like in Arkansas, to just name it two. They have different laws on what I'm about to tell you. So my thing is, with anything, always go to your state and do it. Always go to your state and make sure that you can do it that way. So go to fizbo.com or sellbyowner.com, whichever one. And then what I do is I put in a criteria, and the criteria that I use is 3-bedroom houses. I don't really like to do townhomes. I don't really like to do condominiums. And I only use 3-bedroom houses because that's like the standard across the country in a sense to where a lot of people will take a 3-bedroom home. More will take it over somebody selling a condo, townhome, or somebody selling a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom. Because most people, as we get older, you may have a family, so you have a child or what have you, and so that child gets, one of the bedrooms, and you have another child, and they get the other bedroom. So you got a 3-bedroom. That's my logic behind it. So it hasn't failed me yet to this day. And so I look up 3-bedrooms, and I look at price ranges as well to a certain extent. I never let money be the issue of me not doing a deal. I've done deals to where I only needed $10. I've done deals where I only needed $100. I've done deals where I didn't need any money because I gave it to somebody else, but I still got paid from it. So that's one concept. So I'm looking up this for sale by owner. I find this nice little house, not that far from where I live at, and next thing you know, you start looking at all the information on the house. That's what I do. I look at the information. Like, okay, it's in a decent school area. It meets my criteria of the homes that, there's still a laundry list of criteria that I use when I look up these homes. And so you look up the laundry list of items on your list to make sure you get the name, the phone number of the people. And this is one thing a lot of people don't like to do. They don't like to call. They don't like to call the homeowner and have a conversation because they really, don't really know what to say. But I use scripts in everything that I do. So I have a script of what I say to the homeowner, and I know I have it online as well. Oh, if you want to get it, the scripts that I use, it's at hiddengem.consulting.com, HIDDENGEM Consulting, CONSULTING.com. I put the scripts right there, real estate scripts, and you can just download it. And so I put the scripts up there, and then I just read, and I really have a conversation with the homeowner, and I'm trying to figure out what the homeowner wants or what they need. And the goal of real estate is to help people, and it's relationship building. So you build a relationship and you help people. It always has to be win-win. When you're doing real estate, it has to be win-win. So I get the script, and I'm talking to the people, and my goal for anybody that I speak to on the phone about their home, my goal is to get over there and I do my own personal home inspection. Now, before you get all crazy on me, because I'm not a home inspector, neither will you probably be, no big deal. But what I do have is the basics. I know the basics of what things cost in the home. Floors, $2,000. You just throw, it's numbers. If you want to paint, $2,000. So it's different numbers that I use just from all my years of experience that I say I have a baseline. Want to rehab the bathroom, maybe $3,500. So, and depending on, what stuff you use. So all you need is the basics. You don't need a lot of education to say you got to be this expert in building homes to understand how much it costs. Even a window, $250 per window. So it's using basics. And you can go check at Lowe's. How much does a window cost? A window, $200 at Lowe's. Okay, great. You just overshot it, and that's okay. So if you got 10 windows that need replaced at $200, you do the math. Easy day. And so you kind of get a snapshot of where you are. And I do that because I go in the kitchen or I go into the bathroom or into a room, and I do a yes or no type of deal. I go in the kitchen, I say, does it need upgraded? Yes or no. There is no in between. It's yes or no. Does it need upgraded? Does the bathroom need upgraded? Does the room need upgraded? Does the roof need repairs? Everything is yes or no, and then I put a number beside it, and I use that to talk to the homeowner to give them some insight and say, hey, I'm going to have to replace the floors. I'm going to have to paint. I'm going to have to do the windows. I'm going to have to do the roof. And I use all that to say, you wanted $180,000. Now with all this newfound information, probably going to have to go down a little bit only because I'm going to have to get this stuff repaired unless you want to repair it. And so that's what I do. And it's a negotiation at that point in time. But my goal of going over there was to build rapport. I don't just walk into the house and I'm just kicking down the door. Okay, this needs repaired. It's not even about that. We're having a conversation. I look around the house. I see if they like fishing, I like fishing. I'm just being real. It's just I'm having a conversation about the kids, about their work, and I want to get to the core of why they want to sell. And let me tell you how you do it with no money. Let's say you went over there and they just really need to sell. You don't have any money. Don't matter. So you went over there and they really need to sell. Now, we have a thing in different states is different. So make sure you check the laws. I'm not giving y'all any legal advice, but I'm saying check the laws in your state to make sure you can do this. You can actually, and this is what I would say do, because it's kind of tricky in certain states. I would put it under contract first, and then I would tell an investor about it and let them assign the contract to the investor. I know that may be way over some of y'all heads, but that's how I'm able to get into deals without having a license. You don't need a license. That's a myth. You don't need a license to buy a property. You don't need a license anybody. Y'all out there buying homes right now. Some people buying homes, they don't have a real estate license to buy a home. So I don't need a license to buy a house. The same concept when I assign contracts. I'll assign it to an investor. I may get $5,000 or $10,000 out of that deal, off of one deal. My thought process is this. Imagine if you just did one deal for the whole year. For 365 days, you did one deal, you made $10,000. Is that okay? Is that okay? Look at what you're making right now. And on average, across the U.S., I think the average amount people make was $49,000, maybe $50,000 a year. So imagine doing just 5 deals. Now you get into the 6 figures. And taxes and everything like that. I'm not a CPA. I'm not trying to give y'all inside information, but you see where I'm going with. So you're making $50,000. Now you did 5 deals, but it's more about what you want to do and being in the industry and going through it. A big part of real estate is the negotiation phase part of it, and a lot of people don't get that part. A lot of people let that part go. A lot of people don't understand that real estate is more than just being a flipper. It's more than just being a wholesaler or a rehabber. You can do lease options. You can do wraparound mortgages. You can do sub twos. There's so many different ways to do real estate. I just don't believe there's a guru out there. So there's no guru in real estate, to me anyway. It's just that they know more because they study more than other people. And so that's where we have to go. You will need a lawyer, a real estate attorney that's qualified to do the deal. Let me give y'all this one. So every real estate attorney doesn't do, certain type of deals. Some of them be like, no, you can't do that. And they will tell you can't do it because they don't know how to do it. Just because they don't know how to do it doesn't make it illegal. Some of them don't know how to do a double closing. That's when you just close on a home first. Like, I'm going to give you a quick example. So the same setup, house is $180,000. I buy the house from them, and then I turn around, and then somebody buys it from me. That's a double closing. Some lawyers don't do that. They don't understand how that works. So I'm just like, and I don't argue with them or nothing like that. That's okay. I like to work with real estate attorneys that are actively doing deals or have been in the real estate game so they can understand, or the industry, so they can understand what I'm doing, because a lot of people just don't understand. Same thing with CPAs. All CPAs are not the same. You have CPAs and then you have tax strategists. Some are they're just built differently. And you just have to know what questions to ask them. And so I have a list of questions that I ask lawyers, have a list of questions that I ask CPAs, have a list of questions that I ask realtors, because all realtors are not the same. And there's a difference between a realtor and a real estate agent. And all of them are not the same. I'm just trying to tell you what I know. I've been there, done that, still going through, working with brokers and real estate agents. And, it's crazy out here. Hopefully, if you find one, you can latch on to them. And so as we're going down the deal, let's say we negotiated the contract, myself and the person selling the home. And when you're doing that, you have to make sure that the person that's selling the home is on the contract, is on the title, they're on the mortgage. And if it's two people on the mortgage, two people need to sign. Two people need to be there. I see that a lot where you get one person making the decisions, but it's two people on the mortgage. If two people don't sign, that's not a deal. Everybody on that title needs to sign because they're signing over the rights to you in a sense. One thing that stops everybody is the funding piece. So let's imagine you have no money and you just took over the contract. You signed a contract with these people and you have no money, okay? So one thing you can do, as I said, since you had a contract, you can assign, you assign your contract to somebody else, or you can, depending on how the deal is set up now. I don't know if you already went out to go try to find money or talk to friends and family or get with Small Business Administration or get with the lender. So there's a lot of different ways to see where the money is coming from, but it's more of, I like people to go out and do that part early. It could be crowdfunding, what have you, but there's a lot of different ways to do that part, but I like that part up front. I love to, when people say, hey, I want to get this 5-unit apartment or a 4-unit or 2-unit, what have you, a duplex, and I say, well, where's the money coming from? I don't know. Well, I don't know is not going to get the deal closed. At least have that thought process up front and be like, okay, where's the money coming from? And you just have to have that up front. A lot of people want to do real estate, and I think a lot of people are greedy. And I say that because some people have the money and some people have the skill set. And my thing is, why don't y'all come together? You don't have to have all the money, but if you got people that have the money and you have the skill set, my thing is, if you're going to do real estate, you have to get in there and understand the lingo. So I can speak to people in the real estate world, and it lets me know that either you do know real estate or you don't. On the residential side, either you do know real estate or you don't. If you don't know ARV, if you don't know the different terms that come across when you're doing deals, you're comps. What are comps? And a lot of people paying for this information when it's free. It's like there's a lot of free information and content out there. And so I give out so much free information, and people want me to walk them through deals. And I'm like, if they say, well, can you work a deal with me? I'm like, it takes me time to work a deal. So you want me to take away from my nonprofit. You want me to take away from me building up my cannabis knowledge and information, take away from me writing this book. I'm still doing some editing on that so I can send it back to the editors. You want to take from me doing another real estate transaction on the commercial side. You want to take from me doing assisted living. So you want me to take my time and just work with you for free, but you don't want to go to work for free. Does that make sense? So that's why I put out a lot of free content. But I tell people, if they want to take my time away from me, please be willing to pay me. That's all I'm saying. I'm about results. That's it. So a lot of people say, well, I can't afford you. Well, it's not about affording me. It's going on and getting all the free content. It's all, I put it out there. I put so much content out there. It's crazy, and people think I'm crazy for doing it. And I did it so I can get my time back. That's the main reason I put out so much free info is so I can get my time back. But if you don't want to go through all the information and content I put out there, if you coming to me for me to do one-on-one with you, my time is everything to me. I need that. So I want people to pay for it, and truthfully, I tell people, don't pay me. I would rather you go do it for free, but if you don't want to do it for free, then pay me. That's how I look at stuff. So, and I would tell that to any business owner. You can only give out so much information. If I'm going to spend freaking 2 weeks with you, that's 2 weeks gone for me. I'm not that guy. I mean, I can do it, and I can show, I'll stay with you, and we'll work deals, and I'll go step by step. No big deal, but I want to be compensated for my time. That's all I'm saying. Other than that, go get all the free content out there. And so you're still looking for somebody that has some money, or you can assign the contract to somebody else. I just saw a lady online. She said that she is it's called a bird dog. So a bird dog in the real estate world is somebody who's finding deals. So I told her, I said, well, if you're a bird dog, and bird dogs usually make $500. You find a deal and tell somebody about it, you make $500. So I'll take $500. But the same deal, you can make $5,000. So, and that's on the low end. So would you rather make $500 or $5,000? So if you find the property and it's a good deal, you're giving it to somebody, Why not put it under contract? Just because you put it under contract, you can make $5,000, $500. And she said she don't have time. I said, well, and I didn't even go back and forth with her. I'm like, okay. She didn't want to understand what she was doing, and it's cool. I'm not mad at nobody. I don't argue with nobody. I give insight, give direction, and some people take it and some don't, and you just keep moving. I had another lady, she's trying to build up her, go offline for a second. She's trying to build up her business credit, right? And once she's building up her business credit, and she's building it the wrong way. She said, well, I'm going to do it this way. I said, well, you're going to have to build it a second time because that's wrong. And she was like, well, it's not, I'm not an expert or anything like that, but I just want to do it this way. And I said, but you're asking information in a group of a bunch of people that have already been where you're going, and you don't want the right content, but you don't have time to do it right. So how are you going to have time to do it right the second time? If that makes sense. That's just amazing to me, what some people will do and some people won't do. It's truly amazing. So as I go through these deals and stuff like that, and what I've done is I'll put deals out there that I've done and walk through the deals so people can see them and how, how they're done. And it's not rocket science. It's more repetition over and over and over. And I've made so many calls, and I've talked to so many people, and a lot of people want the cliff notes. And that's the bigger problem. You want the cliff notes, but you don't want to put the work in. So you can't put in a weekend of work and expect, all this money to be coming. It don't work that way. A lot of people want that, though. I see that across all spectrums in the business world, from real estate to nonprofit to a lot of things. And I'm just like, it doesn't work that way. That is amazing to me. So, for me to you, people that's listening in the real estate world, I gave a few pointers of different things you can do. And if you find me on social media, like I said, that link I gave you, you can go get a lot of free content on there. In the real estate world and government contracts and all the different worlds, what I'm doing, I just put it all in one place. So it's easier for people to get. That's what I did. And so that's why I do what I do is I like to do something first. From doing real estate, you doing a deal, and now you can show somebody that same deal. Doing a nonprofit, I can do somebody's nonprofit better than I can show them how to do it. Only because it's just for me, it's a lot of paperwork, and if you don't get the wording right and everything, then next thing you know, you're going to be doing it again, and IRS not going to approve your stuff, and now you got to go back to the drawing board. My thing is we only have a little bit of time, and so when I say time, to me, I mean, we have 24 hours in a day. So don't start doing all the wrong stuff up front, and they have to do it again, and then again, and then again. It's not going to be good for you to do that. So I do use a lawyer with everything that I do. No matter what, I always use a lawyer. I have a couple of different ones. In every different state that I'm in, I would find a lawyer that does that type of work, whether it's residential or commercial. And some lawyers don't work with commercial deals. The good thing is this, and this is why I don't really care too much on the legal side of things to a certain extent, only because I have a lawyer that took the bar exam that's doing the paperwork. So if something were to go wrong, I can fall back on the lawyer who did the paperwork, who took the bar exam, who's going to have to talk to the judge, and the judge is going to ask him why he did it the way he did it. I didn't take the bar exam for a reason because there's a lawyer out there that I'm paying good money to do, to work this deal for me and to make sure that my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted. That's what it comes down to. And then with the lawyer, I use a title company as well. So anytime you get any property, you have to run a title search. It's not you personally, but, the company runs a title search. What you want to do that for is you want to make sure that the IRS don't own a home or have liens on it. A lot of people have liens Like if they didn't pay some type of bills, you got companies that have liens that can put a lien on your house type deal. So that's why I do. I have a lawyer that's doing title searches. The other thing is, you get your lawyer, you get your realtor, you get your title searches. You don't need a realtor to do a deal. I'm just being honest. You just don't. If you want to have them find you a home, okay, sure. I work with realtors to do comps sometimes, and sometimes I do it myself. So this is what I know to be true. If I gave 10 different people in the real estate world, if I gave them a home address and told them to run comps, you're going to get different numbers from all 10 people. They should be close to each other. And what comps are, is a thing called comparables. So if you have a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in a certain area, what you want to do to make sure that it's comparable is you want to look for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home that's within about 5 miles from that particular home. And it needs to be kind of the same size. You can't have a 3,500 square foot home and you looking at the home you about to get is 2,000 square foot and say they're the same price. Well, the one for 3,500 square feet, it sold for $250,000, and it doesn't work that way. So my goal is to show people the basics of real estate, and then you build on your core. You got to build on it. You can't just come out the gate swinging. You're going to get confused. Things are not going to look right. Shoot, I'm getting confused right now on some stuff that I'm working with. So I'm going to just give y'all this quick one before I close it up. So what I'm working on now is some commercial property. So I got some people who sent me some commercial property. One is about 45 units. Another one is 12 units. Another one is 4 units. And in the real estate world, once you go from 1 unit, 2 unit, 3, a house, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's considered residential. Once you go to 5 or more, that's considered commercial. And I only bring that up because for tax purposes, it becomes a little bit different. But you ask your qualified CPA on that, okay? So I'm doing this commercial deal, and the deals that I'm working on right now, when I do anytime you do commercial, it's all about the numbers. Anytime you do residential, it's all about the numbers. So it doesn't matter how you do it. It's about the numbers. Everything matters about the numbers. So I'm just going to roll through. And a lot of people think they have to graduate to do commercial. And you don't have to graduate to do commercial. You can start off the gate doing commercial. It's all in the lingo and understanding the industry. And I'm just going to run through this real quickly. Because, people may be confused already, and that's okay. I'm just going off of things that you're going to hear in the commercial world that you need to go back and research. I'm not going to tell you about it here. You need to understand cap rate. You need to understand T12. You need to understand rent roll. You need to understand NOI, net operating income. You need to understand the class of properties, A, B, C, and D. Understand the property management, the role that they play. Understand what the broker does. Understand what is a value play. Understand the profit and loss statement. And so there's different resources that you need. Your person that's selling you the information, which it could be the broker or the person the owner, the seller or the owner, they're selling this doggone property, right? Depending on how old they are, this is what I find out. Depending on how old they are, they may not have all the numbers. Makes it a little bit more difficult to do real estate when you don't have the numbers. A lot of people, and that's what's happening to me right now. So they're trying to sell me on this 45 unit, and they don't have all the numbers, and they want me to buy this thing. And I'm just like, well, I need to be able to, that's almost like close your eyes and just point, and then wherever you point to, whatever car you point to, that's the one you just purchased. That's what they're trying to do. But, I'm definitely not doing that. But I'm actually going to go see it this weekend coming up. just to see, I may talk to some tenants and stuff like that, get some insight and what have you. But I don't have all the documentation. Hopefully they'll give it to me. Hopefully they'll give it to me, and then I could actually understand what's the market occupancy rate. What are the expenses per door? And so this is how I would initially do things. And everybody has a number, and this is different places, different classes of property, different areas of property are different. But I'm just going to give you my going in. I hope that's okay. So this is my going in. They call me up and say, hey, I got this property, 45 units. Okay, great. My initial thing is, where is it located? Okay, it's in this area. How much do you want for the property? And they say I'm just going to give y'all round numbers. $2.1 million for the property. But we're willing to do owner financing, meaning that I don't have to come up with $2.1 million. That's even better. And so once they come up with that, then I say, well, $2.1 million, what I do is divide that by 45. And that gives me my price per door. So that kind of lets me know either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it. And you look at the area, the class, and if it needs rehab, if they're paying on time, if it's fully occupied, all that comes into play. So I'm looking at like $46,000 per door. And, you have to look at the area. Is that good or is that bad? Is it making money? Is it not making money? Can you restructure it and make money? And we call that a value play. Does it have any value play where you can do some things and change some things around and do some rehabs and make more money from it? So that's kind of like in a nutshell, definitely in a nutshell. So I wanted to give everybody that. I hope y'all can use that information. Start getting. If you want to do real estate, because I look at all these people who are very wealthy, they have some type of real estate in their portfolio. That's what I look at. So there you have it. Ms. Kimmy Robinson, I do want to thank you for allowing me this platform to come up here and provide content information so we can all get to financial freedom, because it's out there for the taking. We're supposed to be living in abundance. Say that one more time. We're supposed to be living in abundance. It's not all about money, but it is about helping people, for one. That's how I look at it. But with more money, can you help more people? I think so. I think we can definitely build some schools and provide some home ownership money and everything like that. So it comes down to a lot of different things that we can do with the funding. All right? So I'm going to pray us out. Dear Heavenly Father, I want to pray to you right now. I want to bless those who are going through the struggle. And I pray for those that are listening to me. I pray for them for strength, unity, and empowerment. Let them know that everything happens in your time. We know you'll provide the strength that we need in your time. Everything happens on your time. We know that you're all-knowing, and we must believe and trust in you. And I know people get weak, and we must continue to believe even in hard times. People have held on, and I know when it's their time, you're going to provide for them like you always do. And I pray for those who have lost sight, pray for those who could use more strength, and I pray for those who are sick right now or in bed or don't want to get up and don't want to move, but they have a little glimmer of hope. And I want everybody who's listening to this to say amen. I thank y'all for getting on. My name is Charles McCutchen. Welcome to Charles's Corner, and I'm going to keep providing content information in different sectors, and I'm your favorite entrepreneur. Y'all have a good night.
He's my rose, my rose, Who woke you up this morning with a roof up over your head? That's my rose. Who provides the source of your income, give you that bread? That's my rose. Remember when you didn't have a thing, you was out there lost? That's That's my Roche. Do you receive double? He increased you like for bounce. That's my Roche. Hey, that's my rock. My God's so good to me. Blessing after blessing, even ones that I can't see. I can't thank him enough. Cause he done so much. He's my foundation. My God, he holds me up.
He's my rock. He's the reason I can't stop giving them praise until I drop. He took me from the bottom all the way to the top. That's why I tell the devil get back. Strapped with the word, click clack. And you ain't never gotta wonder where my faith at. I can do all things through Christ. Did you get that? Chase God, not money. That's true facts. I'm obese with belief. Yeah, too fat. My foundation's too strong, so it can't crack. I'm cool when life gets rocking, no ASAP. He laid down his life like a flow, man. That's why I go so hard and never go back. I'm never searching for a blessing at all, cause he's my rock on my back against the wall. The true rock, you should smell what it cooking. Baking up joy like peanut butter cookies. Get a taste of him and you might start juking. Get the shouting hallelujah, got everybody looking. But that's okay though. Yes sir, he's solid. 10 toes down, he endows me with knowledge. Provide strength when I'm weak in my body. I bounce back with a fight like Ali. For Roche, gotta know he don't play. The big homie on the block with the most game. I just lean on him like a brick wall. Got your back when you slack, make the big fall. What a big dog, thank you for the sacrifice. Thank you Lord for giving life and sending down the Holy Christ. A refuge and fortress of solitude. I'm flexed up with a tension like attitude.